안 해.
안 해, 안 해.
안 해.
What does woman empowerment mean to you?
A Gen Z question.
Um,
Wait.
Oh, okay.
I'm really bad in English.
I have no idea about that.
Just another day in life pa.
Woman should be do the what do you call empower.
I guess it's independence, not relying on a man for anything.
Freedom in choosing a career, climbing up the corporate ladder, and being a mom at the same time.
I guess ways for women to feel like they're in charge of what they do. Sometimes kalau jadi perempuan orang fikir lemah ke apa, tapi for me I think like it's not easy.
A sort of feeling you get when you believe in yourself.
to take any career path, any life journey that they want to take.
我不觉得性别是取决于他办事能力的特征。
Je ne suis pas d'accord avec cet avis pour la simple et bonne raison que les femmes devraient pouvoir décider de ce qu'elles veulent faire dans la vie.
Women can have equal rights as men.
Whether it maybe sometimes their happiness is in the home and in the kitchen and in the family, and sometimes their happiness is elsewhere.
As the saying goes, the power behind the throne is a woman. The hand that rocks the cradle rules the world.
Hello everybody and selamat datang to Jum Mamak. Today we're going to talk about a very important topic to all of us, which is women empowerment. Why does it matter and how does it affect us, especially us Gen Zs? To help us unpack this today, we have two very special guests with us, Sebastian and Chu Jing. Welcome and thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Can you have a brief introduction about yourself?
Okay, so hi Nicholas, and hi, my name is Chu Ching. So I'm an English language communication student in UCSI University, and I'm in my final year, and I'll be completing my studies this year.
Hi everyone, hi Nicholas, hi Churching. My name is Sebastian. I'm currently a working adult and I'm a graduate from the Mass Comm program of UCSI University.
Okay, so Chu Ching, as a woman yourself, can you elaborate on what sparked your passion like for women empowerment and why does it hold such an important place in you?
I think when we think about things that happened in the past, women don't really have opportunities or equal access to things like education, work, and any kind of opportunities you can think about lah. I mean, think about it. I think in our parents or even grandma's generation, all they do is just be in the kitchen, cook, give birth to kids, and all that kind of things. So I think why does it matter to me so much is because like I feel like women, we should we should empower them to have like equal access to every single thing. Same like men back in the past, like they should have access to education, and then they can enable themselves to actually contribute to the society and in the workplace. And I think, you know, women, we carry like a nurturing nature, and so it actually helps grow people in the society as well. So I think this is very important.
Okay, so thank you Chu Ching for your sharing and Sebastian for your introduction. So now let us look at how the women of Malaysia have made us all proud, truly serving as like inspiration for all of us.
Well, I'm not a poet. I'm just a woman.
I'm just so tired of watching myself and every single other woman tie herself into knots so that people will like us.
I'm as strong as a boy, and I prefer to be outdoors instead of cooped up in a kitchen. I don't understand the conundrum.
And they're like me, but prettier and better because maybe I'm not good enough.
Yes, you are.
No, maybe I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Maybe I'm not.
You are.
Maybe I'm not.
You are.
I love
pergi ke dia sekejap, Tengku. Ayah dan suami terkekang keluar.
Problem that they're trying to solve is too small. And it's not a real...
Right now, I focus on a lot of internal operations.
And there she's got it!
That I could do something for just one kid, let alone the group here. I don't think I can beat you guys. You all need to show me how to draw.
Very special reason today is that you are part of a unique global astronomy, nor did I discover astrophysics until I went to lab work, which I enjoyed.
Our future is up to us.
Alright, so that was a very inspiring video regarding the inspirational women in Malaysia.
Yep.
So now let's start with the basics. When we discuss about women empowerment, some people might think it's just about gender equality, but actually it's way much more than that. And it's about opportunity, rights, and of course progress. So what do you think, Chiu Ching?
I feel like when you asked me that, I actually thought about, very prominent women in Malaysia. Think about Hannah Yeoh, think about Nicole David. So honestly, if they weren't given the opportunity to shine in their domains, we wouldn't know figures like that. We wouldn't know like, hey, women actually can do great things like them. So I feel like if we actually give women the equal access or like the platform for them to actually leverage and grow in, they can actually unleash potentials in the society. So that's what I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So about for Sebastian, so have you noticed like any change or any shifts like regarding in how our generation view like gender roles compared to maybe our parents or our grandparents' generation?
Yes, definitely. I have seen a major change and a major shift comparing to different generation.
Yep.
Especially in older generation, as what she has mentioned, women are actually expected to do certain things.
Yeah.
And like, actually this is just a stereotype. Even I think not only in the old times, even in the modern times too, even in my gen, sometimes I also do hear from my parents or somebody like older than me that women should do certain things and men should do certain things. And I think that this is actually not right in some ways, because I mean both of us we both have our own capacity and possibility in doing things. So but comparing to the older generation, I think that the modern generation has already have a big changes as we have seen today, because right now, as you can see, right now you see a lot of successful women in the society. Women are given more opportunity compared. I think this is more like this is getting better actually for this situation compared to the older generation, because back then people in our parents' generation are quite conservative, so they may not be so open-minded towards giving opportunity to women in having the same opportunity doing the same thing as men.
To add on into that one, like for me personally, the things that I see that is because me personally, I'm in a very male-dominant field, which is mechanical engineering. I only have one girl in my class.
Wow.
So the thing I see that it's of course it's getting better, but there are still some type of like stigma in it that you see that even now, like when I talk with my female classmates, she'll be like, or initially when she wanted to take mechanical, the parents is like, you're a girl lah, why you take mechanical?
Yeah.
And vice versa towards, I would say, a very female dominant field would be nursing. For example, it's like if you're a guy and you say I want to do nursing, everyone will give you a weird look on. So I would say it's comparing to like before, it's better, but I would say we're not quite there yet. But
of course,
which is what I think us as Gen Z, we should be able to
break the stereotype.
Yes, it's like when our guy friends wants to be nurse, we can encourage them, especially like women empowerment, female engineers.
Why not?
we love female engineers because one is they are very different compared to
males.
What you normally see in Yes. And yes, of course, I agree that supporting like all women in their journey, whether it be in career, in what they want to do, is very crucial, not just to women itself, but for us men as well.
Yeah.
Because many people, they don't realize that women empowerment is just not about like gender equality.
Yep.
So now let's look at Professor Gina Morrison, a scholar from Wilkes University and an amazing professor in, of course, UCSI, and her amazing work in her play, Women of Nusantara, which will be screened in She Science, the Women Empowerment Conference 2025, which is happening on the 11th of April 2025. There is a limited behind the scenes, so do come to the conference to watch the entire show.
Wrote academic papers on it, and academic papers touch the head but not the heart. And I thought there's another way to tell these stories, because they had some beautiful stories, these women that I talked to, spiritual stories. And I thought the play might get to the heart of it. That's why. And that's why it's so important for me to do it. I can share this research in another way, but here it is so important for me to be part of this community and watch them deliver the words and watch them bring it to life. And I think they're getting a kick out of it too, because some of this is authentic words that the women actually told me. And so they're bringing that to life. It's very exciting. What I hope is that everybody in this audience, and they're mostly going to be, Malaysians, maybe Indonesians, okay, Southeast Asians, I hope that everybody could recognize something from their own culture here.
Alright, so there was an amazing blend of culture and tradition, and can't wait to see the full reading this Friday at the conference. I will see you there. And next, now let's go into a deeper dive. So, of course, a question to Chu Jing. So, based on your time like studying in UCSI and just maybe your own journey in particular, have there been a moment where you just saw like a girl that totally breaks like any barriers and like thrive? Is there something that really stuck with you?
I actually have a lot of female leaders around me, and when I look at them, I really feel like, I want to be like them. Like, because, okay, honestly, when I was younger, I've never really seen female as like, like they're really leading, they're really taking leadership role, really empowering the next generation and all. But as I grew up, there were a lot of people around me who actually is doing that. And yeah, when I see them, how to say, the thing that really stuck with me is really like their heart to actually lead either their team or whoever like under them, and yeah, it makes me want to be like them. Yeah.
So question for Sebastian. So in your social circle or like in your campus life before this, do you feel like men and women are given like equal opportunities and respect, or do you still notice there are some imbalance in it?
Well, from my experience, I wouldn't say that it's an imbalance, but in fact, what I think that is that right now, because gender equality is more like a common thing right here. So I think that from my social circle or even my campus life, I do see like equal opportunity and respect between men and women. However, for example, let's say when it comes to aspect like working, you will notice that, for example, like what you mentioned, in chemical engineering there's only like 1 year. So it's also applicable in situation like work, where in work we are being divided into different divisions and also department. In certain department you will notice that is the ratio between male and female will be completely different. Some workplace you will notice that you have more males than females. Some workplace you will notice there are more female than male. So I wouldn't say it's more like an imbalance, but rather it is more like it is more like the personal favorite person. It's more like a personal liking towards that particular things, because like men and women, they both have certain things that they like themselves personally.
Yeah.
So this is a situation that I've noticed actually in my social circle and also my campus life.
Okay, so going back to Chu Ching, so would you is there anything you want to say to like you say women, there are some women that you met in your life that inspired you to be a leader. So do you have anything to say to like other women outside that inspired to be leaders as well? Any advice you will give to them?
Advice. I think as someone who is taking leadership roles here and there in campus or in like other communities, I think one thing that really helps me personally to grow as a leader is really to take and seize opportunities. Like whatever chances that come, just take it.
Yeah.
I feel like the key thing is to just be bold and courageous, because if you don't take the chances, you're afraid to fail, then there's no way you're gonna start. And if you don't start, bro, dude, you're not even gonna be anywhere lah. So I feel like the key thing, at least the first step, is to really take the chance, and afterwards don't be afraid of failure, because I feel like as the quote says, failure is a mother of success lah. Yeah, and you actually learn from your experiences. So to me, failures aren't really failures, they are just lessons.
Speaking back to like that, I think I mentioned just now, like there's only like one girl in my class, right? Every time we have a group project, if she's in one of the groups,
she's the leader.
She's always the leader.
Yo, seriously?
The thing is, like what I notice between, especially I would say in general for engineering lah, the difference between male and female is usually the girls are way more detail oriented. So they will be like, oh, you do this, 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 and no one will question anything. So it's like we'll be like, okay, if the guy is like, can you do this, bro? It's like, later lah. It's later lah. So it's like, for me personally, I find that inspiring as well, because it's like, okay, you are one girl in a class of like 30 guys, 40 guys. It gets, I don't know, I don't experience that, but I get the feeling that it's intimidating sometimes when you're in a field like dominated. Because like sometimes we get intimidated if we're in like a circle of girls as well. So it's I find that very inspiring lah. So Zoe, I know you're not watching this, but yeah, it's you. Actually, do you see like similar things in your life, like women that is like very inspiring?
I do see women that are inspiring. For example, I think my mom will serve as a very great example for me when it comes to inspiring women, because like as a child you observe how your parents do their own parenting and how do they teach you separately or personally, because like both father and mother have different kinds of teaching, and of course I think there are certain characters that women have would not be same for the men too. Like for example, as you have mentioned, women are more like detail oriented. In general, what I observe is that women, they are more emotional, they are more caring compared to guys.
All right, sorry, I need to cut you off there. So okay, that's very eye-opening, and it's clear that the generation now has more opportunities like compared to before this. But beyond awareness, the real question is, how do we turn that into action, and how do we create change? So now let's go into a short break, and we'll see you guys in a while.
Today I'm laughing the clouds away. I hear what the flowers say and drink every drop of rain. And I see places that I have been in ways that I've never seen. My side of the grass is green. Oh, I can't believe that it's so simple.
All right, welcome back. We are June Mamak, and with us here today is two very special guests, Chujing and Sebastian. So now let's talk about Gen Z. Of course, our generation. People say that we are more progressive, more vocal, and more active in fighting for equality, especially. But is that all? Is that all that is important? To my guests, to you guys, how do you think that we can take action and advocate for gender equality, especially as like young people here?
Taking action. Well, I think at least for my setting, like in university, it's really, I mean, not just giving opportunities to women. I think it's just in general, I feel like people in the authorities, like let's just say our lecturer or professor or whatnot, they really give equal opportunities to everyone in class. And to me, it's actually up to the person whether they want to take it or not. And I think by giving this kind of equal access, it brings equality lah, in a sense to me. Yeah.
I would say for maybe like my friends like watching, like especially to women, you need to be more how do you say enthusiastic in taking leadership roles, because when people see that, oh, like for example, you see she's a girl, she can do it, why can't I? That's the I think the best example that we can show to our friends and our peers. So maybe like how important do you think that self-awareness is when it comes to catching our own like the bias and stereotypes, especially kind of like the low-key unintentional ones, like for example you mentioned just now that before this like women should stay in the kitchen.
Wow, how do we catch ourselves? Self-awareness. I think it's really part of it is through exposure to media, because honestly I learned about all this through really reading posts or like write-ups about women empowerment, because back then I didn't have knowledge about this kind of things, not sure about Sebastian, but it's really through this kind of exposure where I get to be like, hey yo, I gotta be aware that this is actually an issue going on. I may not face it, but others may. So maybe when we talk about like the stereotypes like what I talk about, maybe women in the kitchen, they should be at home nursing the kids or what, we should tone that down a little bit, but because sometimes it may mean to mothers as something very what do I call that, derogatory, even though we may not mean it that way, but maybe if they keep hearing it, they'll be like, oh man, is that all I can do? So I think being aware is through exposing ourselves to talks or even write-ups about topics like that, and also be aware about our surroundings.
How about you, Sebastian?
I think that I agree. I actually agree with her. I think that it is important to have the awareness about like gender equality, is because that especially I think right now, especially for our gen, we are actually more accepting to this, so that it is important for us to be aware ourselves whether certain things that you have say, would it be not good to this kind of gender and etc. So we gotta I think it is important for us to know about this, so that we are aware of whether we are conscious and sensitive about being respectful, and also being nice to the other gender.
Okay, so it's clear that youth today, we have a huge role to play in shaping the future of like women empowerment and gender equality, whether it's through education, leadership, or just simply challenging the outdated mindsets of our the generation before us. But how aware are young Malaysians actually about this issue? Do they see gender equality as something that still exists, or do they think that we have already achieved equality? Well, we hit the streets to find out, and now let's hear what they have to say.
I have a question here. What is your thought of having women as a prime minister?
So I think women as a prime minister would be interestingly amazing.
It's about time we put women who have the right political stance out there and trust them and not put them down for their gender.
Because leadership is not about gender, and then it's about vision, integrity, and its ability to make tough decisions And if she has the skill and only like heart to do this job, I think it's okay for women to be a prime minister.
when it comes to global issues. And I think women will be very easily able to tackle that. Taking instances of, New Zealand, where Prime Minister was a woman. I mean, look at New Zealand. It's such a beautiful country and so peaceful. It's one of the happiest countries in the world.
Women in power in general, especially when it comes to political stance, a political department itself. I can't remember the name of the country, and the country is so peaceful. I wonder why. I wonder why.
And also we can reinstatement of the death penalty.
When I see it for my own country, I feel like it'll be a very significant political and social change for our community of people, because there are still a lot of Malaysians who are very conservative and close-minded, and if you put a woman in the office, it'll show them what a woman can do.
Alright, so now there's a very positive outlook from our fellow peers. Like, personally, I look forward to the day where Malaysia will have a female prime minister, and to be honest, I truly mean that. And now, let's discuss why women empowerment is not just a women's issue, and the importance of male allies in supporting women empowerment. So, Sebastian, do you think that young men today face pressure to behave in a certain way to be a man? And how does that tie into the broader conversation about gender expectation?
I think first of all, particularly because let's speak from the Asian society, because in Asian society, we are taught and we are raised to act like a certain way. You are being taught that you have to be a leader, you have to take up responsibility, you have to lead a family, and etc. etc. So that these are the ways that technically we are in some ways we are not only taught, we are expected to build and also to have these qualities that justify us as a man.
Yeah.
Because traditionally, men we are taught not only to be leaders of our life, also leader in our family.
Yeah.
And also basically you have to show a manly characteristic, then that only justify you as a man.
Yeah.
But in some ways, this actually has become a pressure for men too when it comes to the modern society, because men will be given more attention and expectation because they have to achieve this, they have to achieve that. So in some ways that actually broadens up the experiences about gender equality. But I think that right now, although this scenario still remains, we can still achieve a balance today, because as you can see in the society, we have more female leaders rising up, more successful women in the world.
To add on to that one, I feel like certain expectation will make us it kind of hinders the progress of gender equality, women empowerment as well, because as male, we get raised in a certain way that when we get told that, okay, you're a guy, you need to be a leader. So when people choose women to be a leader, you have that mindset that isn't a guy supposed to be a leader, because that's how you're taught growing up. So for Chu Ching, do you think that it's important to get guys involved in gender equality conversation early on, and how does that kind of change the game of the entire women empowerment?
I think it's important because it actually gives us different perspective, not just from the women, but also from men. Yeah, because I feel like in terms of topics like this, where it can be, the topic of discussion can go anywhere. I feel like it's important that we gather perspectives from different genders, different parties. So yeah, it helps us to actually understand men's perspective, and women, how can we actually, operate ourselves to to operate and also carry ourselves in the society. Yeah, so that's what I think.
Yeah, so I agree with that one as well. I feel like as guys, as male figures in our circle, we need to actively participate in uplifting women instead of just going through gender norms that we've been taught since that we when we were growing up, and try to get women into leadership positions, give them equal opportunities to get them the same access to things that we get. So that's a very positive advice from Sebastian and from Chu Ching as well. Personally, I feel like like I said just now, we need to take active steps in uplifting women. And speaking of which, let us ask our peers on their thoughts.
For me, I think ways to uplift women is to respect their decision, so that we listen to their opinion and we respect them. And then the other way is to encourage them in education, like involve them in STEM and leadership, so we can follow them and then follow them.
I believe we can uplift women by listening to their thoughts, also be a source of emotional support for them, and lastly, we can compliment them to make them more confident for themselves.
Like, for example, if I have like a friend who's a girl, everybody like treats her bad, then I am going to like maybe go to her and advise her like a few things. For example, maybe I'd advise her this: don't be scared, and don't be scared to tell the teacher.
I think we can give women encouragement through listening to them, with proper conversation with them. They will feel more confident in what they want to do.
I think that we need to give more attention to women businesses. When they're facing some problem, we can give them more support and encourage them. So by doing so, we can help build more inclusive and empowering environment when women can thrive and succeed.
Alright, so that was a very interesting advice from a very interesting perspective from our peers. So going back to our show here, so what are some real things that our generation can actually help to do to push like gender equality forward, like stuff that goes beyond just like posting Instagram stories or something like that?
Sebastian, you have anything?
Sure. I think there are a lot of things we can do, but I think first of all, let's start with something like maybe like corporate. For example, in corporate, you should remain a certain percentage for female, so that you are making sure that you have enough female in your company. Things like this is already simple enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the end of the day, I think changes like it starts with us, whether it's like just supporting women-led businesses, calling out discrimination, or even just like educating ourselves and those that are around us.
Yep.
Very small action matters. And like Sebastian and Shu-Ching said, education plays a huge role in shaping mindsets as well. And because when we know better, we can act out better and we can be the examples that people see. And speaking of learning more after this, we'll have a fun game segment also about educating ourselves on the importance of gender equality. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this break.
Today, I'm laughing the clouds away. I hear what the flowers say and drink every drop of rain. And I see places that I have been in ways that I've never seen. My side of the grass is green. Oh, I can't believe that it's so simple.
Alright, hi guys and welcome back. So throughout the previous two segments, we've learned a great deal about the importance of like women empowerment. Both Sebastian and Chujing shared a bit about their opinions and their experiences as well. So before we wrap up, let's do something a bit more fun. So we've been having a deep and meaningful discussion about women empowerment, but now let's lighten up the mood a bit. So we're gonna play a little game called Guess the Trailblazers. So how this goes is I will ask you questions about female trailblazers in the field, and I'll give you 3 choices, and you must choose the correct person to win the game.
Okay.
So you guys want to choose the question, or you guys let me choose?
I choose ah.
Alright.
Just anyone, right?
Yeah.
Do I get to see it?
No. Let
Oh,
it be me.
okay.
So the first question, I think this one would be easy. She became the first female vice president of the United States.
Oh, GG, I don't know.
Oh, okay. I think I have the answer already. Is the second option is Kamala Harris, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Well done. I don't know.
Okay. What do we have next?
I think I choose
Okay, sure.
this one is interesting.
Wow.
So, she is a British Prime Minister, nicknamed the Iron Lady.
Iron Lady.
Yeah. And all 3 here are British female Prime Ministers.
Let me see which one look like they got iron inside of them.
I think it's the first one, the left one.
Do you have her name?
Margaret Thatcher.
Yes, correct.
I'm gone, bro. I'm gone. I don't know any of them. Please give me something I know. Something I know.
Okay, this one is. Okay, the question is the first female Deputy Prime Minister of Malaysia.
You wanna go for it?
Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. Let me see which one I see on TV before. Should be her lah. Got the mic on.
Got name?
I don't know.
Yes, it's correct. It's one Azizal, one Ismail.
Oh.
Yeah, which is
Okay.
the wife of our current Prime Minister.
Oh. Interesting. Yes, I got 1 point.
Alright.
You got 2. I gotta win this, man.
Alright.
Oh, yeah, this was easy.
This is easy.
The first Malaysian woman to win an Olympic medal in diving.
And diving.
Who does diving?
And all 3 are Malaysian divers.
All 3 are Malaysian divers.
Okay, I think
I think it's
the first one.
yeah, the left too.
I also feel that. That's a
Do you have
vibe
her
there.
name?
No.
Panderella.
Correct. Panarella.
Yo. You're so good at this. Damn.
Let me find one. Ooh, this is interesting.
This is
So the question is the first women to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean.
To fly solo.
Yeah.
the first female to fly.
Man, they all look like they fly. Hold
Yeah,
up.
they all of them fly. Just have a guess.
What is her race? Is she Asian or white?
She's American.
American.
American. Okay, so looks like her or her lah.
You wanna
Still
go?
don't know.
You wanna go for it? Just guess.
Which one are you choosing?
I
feel like it's the third one lah.
I think it's the second, but I have
The
no
answer
idea.
is this one.
Oh.
She's Amelia Earhart.
Amelia
Emilia Earhart. Yeah.
She's the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean.
Wow.
Right.
So.
Yeah, this one confirm you guys know lah.
Confirm ah. Yo, did I talk
The
about her
squash
just now?
legend
Oh!
held the world #1 spot. Right,
Come on!
It's on you.
I got this, bro.
108 consecutive months.
It's on you now.
Go. Nicole David.
Let me find one. Okay, so this one. The first Malaysian judge. This Malaysian judge made history by joining the International Criminal Court, and she's the first female judge to be appointed as the Chief Justice of Malaysia? We have 3 options here.
Oh no, which one?
I think it's the second one.
Yeah, do you have her name?
I don't think I have.
But it looks like it's her though. She looks more like, you know.
No, I don't think so. I think the middle one looks more like a chief judge, man.
But why don't she look like a judge? She looks like a judge though.
Both are judges.
Oh.
All 3 are judges.
Oh, okay.
All 3 are judges.
I know the first one, but maybe. Okay, let me guess the second one. I think it's is it Tunku Ismail Jafrin? Something.
Yeah, her name is Tengku Maimun Tun Mat.
Okay.
She's the first and current Chief Justice of Malaysia, and she was the judge for the case that she's the judge for a few famous cases in Malaysia, most notably the Najib case.
The Najib case. Yeah.
So
I see.
I know this because my friend's girlfriend is a lawyer and she talked about this.
I see.
Some times ago, so I know this.
I see.
Yeah.
So she's the one who sent Najib into.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, this one. Okay, so she's a Swedish teen who sparked a global climate movement.
Global climate. Okay. Definitely not.
Definitely not the right one. I think the middle one.
Yeah, because she has a mic, right?
No, not because she has a mic. Not because she has a mic. I mean, geographically and then demographically is her, but like.
Okay.
I don't think I know her name actually.
Yeah, her name is Greta Thunberg.
Greta Thunberg. Okay.
Wow.
And she was invited to speak in the UN Council because of her activism, and a bit controversial sometimes, but she's very like inspiring lah because she speaks out towards like global climate change issues quite actively. And I think she's like 18 now already.
Wow.
So it's actually always inspiring to look at the women who came before us and paved the way for progress. And the best part, many of the women today continue to push like boundaries and make history in their own unique ways. So now let's see what our peers think, and we have live from campus with Fuye.
Start now. 等一下，稍等。Okay.
Earlier in the studio, I'm student today at my UCSI University Broadcasting 12th floor lecture cafe. And today we're going to find some people and ask interesting questions. Let's go. Hi. Hello. Can I have your name, please? It's my question. Okay. So my question is that can you name a successful or famous woman and tell us what her achievements and successful are?
Yes. The famous woman I admire is my mentor in university. She's inside the room actually, and for me, she's a very wise woman. She teach me a lot, like about the knowledge in Bible, and when I meet some problems, I can ask for her help. She always give me the solutions, so I really admire her.
Thank you for your sharing. And now we're going to find this successful girl behind us. Okay, let's go. Her name is what? Phoebe. Phoebe. Okay, let's go. Hi. Excuse me. Hi, we just know you. Your name is Phoebe, correct? So my question I want to ask is, can you name a successful or famous woman and tell us what her achievement and successful are?
What I can think for now is Susan Ling. I'm not sure whether you guys know, but she was a student in UCSI before, and she during her study she co-founded a club called Hands of Hope to help the refugee, and also she co-founded the Picha project to help the refugee community. Yeah, so what she do really inspired me. Yes.
Okay, that's really touched, and I also been very inspired by this. And that's all for today. Let's back to the studio. Bye bye.
Roll.
Okay, so that was an amazing response from our peers. Like we all have an icon or a female role model that we look up to. So now, guys, actually, what do you guys think about the game just now? Was it easy or was it hard?
I think from my responses just now, obviously it was hard. I only know Nicole David.
I think it's fine actually because I think these people are actually prominent and famous leader figure in the world, so that I don't think it's too hard to guess actually.
Okay, so now I would like to ask you, like, personally, who was your inspiration growing up? Is there a specific, like, female figure in your life that has shaped your values, like work ethic, career path, or maybe just perspective on success and, like, perseverance?
You wanna go first?
Okay, I can go first. I think it's, as I mentioned just now, I think it will be my mom actually. I think my mom has really shaped me in many ways. My values, my work ethics, everything about myself. I think she has given me a very huge influences, like through the way of how she taught me, not only as a child, even as an adult. Sometimes, you know, in certain ways that certain problems that you face, she has provided some not only from speaking from experiences, and also her own thought that and those advices and helps are actually very beneficial, and then they're very helpful. And also not only they teach you, they also show you by example, so that you get to have a better understanding about how what are they teaching, what are they trying to tell you. So you actually really learn from them. And I think that with her teaching, it actually in many ways, in many things, or in many ways that I am, of how I view things, how I do things, I think it always relates to her teaching on how she raised me up, and also how she had taught me to conquer different problems and different issues, etc. Yeah.
I think for me, it's also my mom. When I try to think of whoever, my mom just came up. I think one of the key things that she taught me is really being resilient, because, my family wasn't very easy back in the past, and I feel like the fact that she's been through a lot of financial issues with my dad and really persevering for the family, that's something that I really hold close to my heart from her.
Okay, so that was a very interesting sharing and very inspiring, like, conversation. Actually, for me, it's actually also my mom lah.
Wow,
okay.
come on! We all know about moms, bro.
Okay.
Mom are the bad advisors, man.
Yeah.
So it's amazing that how, like, different role models, whether it be, like, from history, like our personal life, and even, like, in today's world as well. Like, for example, our moms are all. Of course, our moms are different people lah. It's like they are all very different people, and they taught us very differently. I would say very differently, but it all ended up being our inspiration as well. So I would say like I would add on for my mom. My mom is a teacher, so of course the way she teaches me, it's
like a teacher.
Yeah, like a teacher. And I grew up with in a house with my mom and my grandma, and both are teachers. So
wow,
which I would say they are the two most. I would say, including my sister the three most important women in my life
Wow,
so,
come on.
I would say that's my inspiration and my, how do you say?
Role model?
Role model, yes, correct. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. So it truly demonstrates that the strength and wisdom of women that continue to guide us. So now we'll have a short break, and stay with us, we'll come back.
Do 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 do. Today I'm laughing the clouds away. I hear what the flowers say and drink every drop of rain. And I see places that I have been in ways that I've never seen. My side of the grass is green. Oh, I can't believe that it's so simple.
Alright, now, so before we close, I'd like to ask both of you again. So, what's one message that you would like to share with young Malaysians about women empowerment today? And what's that one thing you hope that they take away from this conversation?
I think one message that I want to share is to really constantly educate yourself on this topic, because I feel like knowledge is really power, and when you really have that, you're aware and you can actually empower people around you and to educate people around you as well about this topic. Yeah.
Yes, actually I agree with her, and I guess I have a very funny point to bring up, especially from the man perspective, is that my advice that treat your woman better. Especially especially if you're gonna marry one day. So there was always this saying, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
So better treat her well, then you'll have a happy life. Yeah, that's my advice.
Wow, so good.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. It's like, to all my guy friends out there, treat women better. Yeah. Okay, so at the end of the day, empowering women doesn't just benefit women, it strengthens like families, like workplace, and of course the entire society as well. So when women succeed, we all succeed. And so let's just keep our conversation going and don't just stop here. We need to go out there and be examples to our friends and stuff lah. And okay, actually talking about role models just now, I have another role model. She's a historical figure. She's Marie Curie, if you guys know who she is. She's the only Nobel laureate. She's the only person that has won Nobel Prizes in 2 different sciences, in chemistry and in physics as well. And I would say that she's one of the, because I'm a big physics nerd, so she's one of the biggest inspiration that I have lah. Maybe you guys have like more like historical figures.
Historical.
I would say a lot of strong women. Yeah.
Mine is not really historical, but I mentioned her name just now, Hannah Yeoh, because I'm actually reading her book slowly. I'm not a bookworm, but I love her story because she's actually a lawyer. She was a lawyer, and she came back, let go of everything, all the benefits that she could have had in Australia, and come back to Malaysia and to actually really fight for the land. And this is something that I feel like if I were in her shoes, I think I would have wrestled really hard, because imagine you could have had a very easy life back in the Ang Mo countries and everything's so chill, but in Malaysia where we are in a place where we can improve further. So being like having her as a role model, I feel like is really self-sacrificial, and looking at her heart for her ministry, or even for like politics, she's really self-sacrificial, I feel.
Speaking back to like Marie Curie just now, and the thing that inspired me like the most is she grew up in the generation where women was oppressed. Yeah, she was in like the 1600s, 1700s. Wow. So it's kind of like, and the thing that made her so inspirational was she has a very supportive male figure as well, which is her husband, which encourages the first Nobel Prize that she received. They don't want to give it to her, they want to give it to her husband, because they work together. And the husband said, I will only take it if you give it to her as well.
Wow.
So that's the inspiration behind it lah. So that inspired me so much. So actually, before we end, to the audience inspired by today's episode who want to embark more on gender equality and women empowerment, there will be a conference actually tomorrow from 9 to 4 at GG08 called She Shines, a Women Empowerment Conference, where you can learn more about women empowerment and the genres and stuff like that lah. So, Chuching and Sebastian, thank you so much for being here today with us and sharing your wisdom, your experiences, and your opinions as well. And thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Nicholas, and until next time, take care, and we'll see you again in Jom Mamak. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.